Hey guys, join me as we make this perfect Nigerian vegetable soup from the scratch. The list of ingredients is going to be listed in the description box. We're going to start off by boiling gizzard and goat meat with onions, and we're going to add our spices, salt, onion powder, garlic, ginger, Buillion cubes, and we're going to mix all of that together and give it some time. Add water, cover, and allow to boil. Of course, we have to turn it together. I drop the Buillion cubes there. It's going to melt as the goat meat and gizzard is boiling. I'm just going to cover that together and give it a good boil. Now, while that's boiling, we're going to blend the pepper mix. So for this vegetable, I did not add any tomato at all. We're going to start off bleaching red oil, and then we're going to add locust beans, add some onions, stir that together. And once that's fried slightly, we're going to add the pepper mix that we blended earlier. We're going to turn and give a good fry. So once that's cover and allow to fry, while that's frying, we're going to blanch our kale. Now, because the kale is being pre-washed, so just going to pour that out in a bowl. I already have water boiled, so I'm going to add hot water that has been boiled to the kale vegetable. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because the vegetable is actually just pre-washed. It's not being blanched, unlike the spinach that has been blanched. So right away, I'm just going to allow that cover up in the hot water for very few seconds, because we want to retain the freshness of the vegetable. Now, in another container, I'm going to add ice cubes, like ice, and I'm going to add the vegetable that from the hot water into the ice. What I'm basically trying is just to ensure that I retain the freshness and the greenness of the vegetable. So I'm going to add the kale vegetable to those ice. Once that is done, I will just make sure that the ice covers, like, I just want to make sure, I would just basically want to blanch the vegetable. We're going to put that aside. Once I make sure that it's well covered, we'll put that aside and then go back to the pepper mix that is frying. Now the pepper has fried very well. I'm going to add my stockfish and then add salt, add Buillion cubes. Crayfish is very important. There is no local soup I'll make that will not add crayfish. There's this there's this local taste it gives to soup. It's a must have for me in every local soup. Of course, after adding all the spices, we're going to introduce the Kponmo. Now, I like to add Kponmo to vegetable. I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. So our goat meat and our gizzard that we bought earlier is ready. We're going to add those two also. This vegetable is protein packed. Like, I just wanted something very different from the traditional one that is just, like, I just wanted it different. So it was a mix of different types of vegetable. So now we have the stockfish, we have the Kponmo, we have the gizzard, we have the goat cubes. Now everything is actually coming together nicely. It's time for us to add our shrimps. So we're just going to add the shrimps also to that same pepper mix that has all the other protein. Remember, I said this vegetable is high protein packed. That's something that stood out for me in this particular vegetable mix, because I actually made it to pair with white rice. So I paid attention to ensure that, okay, the protein mix was pretty balanced with the vegetable itself. So we're just going to turn all of this together to make sure that the spices are well infused into all the protein that we have there in the pepper. Now, because the spinach had been actually blanched before, it's pretty easy for me to just turn it in straight from the pack into the vegetable. And because it's going to be a blend of both spinach and kale, right? So we've added the spinach first. The next thing we're going to add into it right away is going to be the kale that has also now been blanched. Can you see the difference? It still looks very greenish and still very fresh, which was what we wanted to achieve, to make sure that we retained the freshness of it. And that's what we have in the pot. Now we have the two vegetable has been added to the mix, and all the protein has also been added. So see how yummy that looks. Like, this vegetable this recipe is very easy to follow, and the good thing about vegetable is it's so dynamic. You can use it to eat virtually anything, from plantain, ripe or unripe plantain, whichever one you like. to rice to swallow. There's a lot that it can be paired with vegetable, particularly when you now pay attention and make sure that it's very rich with all types of protein. For this recipe, I paired it with white rice, and you see the protein in the vegetable is actually screaming. It's a lot, but that was the objective, right? To make sure that it was pretty rich in vegetables. So that's what you have. It's the green is still showing. It's actually very colorful because it's a good blend of various colors, orange, green, and all whatnot, red. So I paired it with turkey wings because I wanted extra protein, and that's what we have. It's so yummy. And this recipe is very easy to follow. Even if a lot of people struggle with vegetable, trust me, making vegetable is very easy. This recipe, just follow this step. I'm going to list the ingredients in the description box. I assure you, if you try this out, you would be successful in making vegetable. Thank you.